Right. Ready?
Yeah, I'm good when you. Trouble with Scotland is it's very poor. Very, very poor.
Start with a decent army, right?
Yeah. I think the biggest thing going against it is it's in like a really bad center of trade. I think that harms its income more than anything.
Yeah. So, okay, I need to... I see. And now... now Castile Canetta. Needed the military access through Aragon. So, what is the general strategy for technologies and such? Do you usually boost certain cities to spread the Enlightenment, for instance?
I think for technology, you're supposed to wait until you're not ahead of time, like try to save your points, and then buy it like the January of that year. Were you asking about like
the
development?
institutions.
Like if you're having trouble getting an institution, you can start it in your own by like spending development points.
But if you're playing Austria or France, it seems that the spread is good anyway.
Yeah, it's usually not going to be an issue.
It's somewhat bad. They're all stacking in Holland, but they don't have. Yeah, they have one siege. High.
Yeah, they're probably going to siege down Amsterdam, but it's a pretty auspicious set of alliances you have there, so you should win.
I think so too.
I had one game though where I had both Castile and France, and it was just against Burgundy, and they failed, and I was annexed, which was pretty lame.
But is Holland viable in multiplayer? Really? If you have a France player, if you have an Austria and an England.
It should be, as long as you can break free and stuff. I mean, it depends on like how many people you have, and like what the dynamic is. But for France, they might like to have a Holland because they're going to be contesting England in the English Channel trade node. So it's going to lower the English players' income. I mean, there's all different ways of looking at it, I guess. I have a Lancaster. The same house as England now.
So if you die, there's a succession war between England and Denmark.
Well, 19, so I have an error. But, in theory, yes.
Okay, so you are trying to ally England.
No, I'm rivaled with England, but I am married to him.
Yeah.
If you marry the AI, they usually won't attack you.
Look at this. Oh, lagging behind.
You just plot the speed up when I do it.
%14%. They're trying to siege down Vienna.
Wow. It's intense.
So do you get any quests as such for taking on England?
I think so. See, it's a hard comp. You can wait and keep like the 5/5/5 as your ruler until he dies, and then like break free afterwards after he dies.
Yeah. I want to start taking a province. So I get the aggro expansion down by time.
Yeah, like so when the war is concluded, you want to enforce independence and then see if you can take like I don't know what the best would be, like probably Antwerp. If you can take that.
Yeah.
It's gonna give you infamy, but you might as well take it.
Cool. Seem to be winning.
I'll be right back.
Illegal.
Nice, looks like you won your war.
Yep, I'm going to declare peace now. And France will hate me, but that's life. They'll unally anyway. I don't want to be allied to France, they'll eventually want my provinces.
Not necessarily. Try to stay allied with Austria, though.
Yep, I have a royal marriage with both of them, so. Cool. Like I'm free. Mhm. Seems that Hungary almost always forms a union with Austria. Yeah.
Well, it hasn't clicked its decision yet. Sometimes, and it's very rare, it just like goes under it without a fight, but otherwise, Austria gets a CB against it. Stick it in a PU. It can be quite hard to enforce if Hungary has like good allies.
Yeah. France.
England is the House of York now. I've lost my kinship with them.
11k rebels and I have 10k troops. Austria, they have all their troops stacked in Sundgau, and they're taking attrition. 5%.
It's not good.
No,
How much does he have? Like 40,000?
30k at this point. Oh, I lost to the rebels.
Offer to help, but I don't have any cogs. Scotland is poor, I'm afraid.
Can you borrow my cogs?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Let's see. I'll just run at them when I've regened a bit. Should be fine. I even recruited above my force limit with mercenaries. Here we go. Another try. 0 roll. Hurrah! Hurrah! Sell ships. Yeah, I can sell my ships to you. For 0.
I don't want your ships, though.
Oh. I can see you blobbing against England.
I'm blobbing.
Yeah, Castile, France,
Oh,
Papal
yeah.
State. If they declare, they'll be probably be excommunicated too.
One can hope. If only the monarch's obsessive desire for a son would lead to that.
I can give Zealand to the burgers for 2 base
Yeah,
tanks,
well, you
so then I
only
can take
have-
it back.
You only have 3, Oh yeah, if it's an event, you should do it. You only have 3 tiles though, so you don't want to give out your land.
Yeah, I gave
each of your
the
cities
new
is
land
really
to the burgers, since it's
Oh yeah, you can do
it's
that.
at
That's a good call,
high autonomy
actually.
anyway. They're influence now. They control 65% of the development in Holland. Can you form Great Britain?
Yeah.
Makes it easier. Or clearer what you're supposed to do.
I mean, technically, what Great Britain was formed by the Scots. Under the
Really?
house, it was the House of Stuart that unified the British Isles.
Didn't know that. I always assumed it was the English.
I mean, it certainly benefited the English the most, the Union, but Jesus, I've got a single good trade province, Ayrshire. Everything else is like fish and sheep.
And the autonomy increase from giving the province to the burghers is removed once you remove the burghers, so it's entirely worth it to increase the tax by 2, giving it to them and then taking it back. Yeah, let's see if Hungary is viewed.
No. Ladislas Posthumus. I think there's an event that kills him or something. And then they get an event they can choose to keep him or get the Hunyadi heir. Do you want to ally Daroog?
Sure.
Rather have you than this little Irish guy over here.
Yeah, I have a slot over, so... Oh, I have 2 slots. Summoned.
I married him. Why did I marry him? God, am I stupid.
Okay. He is attacked by France now.
It'll weaken him a bit.
Do you know of Alex Jones?
Yeah, that like insane conspiracy guy.
Yeah, that one. Have you seen the folk pop song?
No, what is this? Does it make fun of him?
Yeah, sort of.
I have a neighbor who's like obsessed with him. It's all she watches.
There you go.
Yeah, he's I don't know, like I try to figure out like what the cause of it is. I think it's just like Americans have this inherent hostility to like socialism, um, and
Yeah, for good reason.
and liberalism. And I think that unfortunately socialist principles are the remedy to a lot of the travails that the country is suffering. So like in an attempt to try to justify and like understand the world in a way that doesn't contradict that hatred of socialism, people try to find like another way to fix the problem, so they look at like nuts like this guy. And like his beliefs, they're the most incoherent mash of like fucking liberal, like far right wing, like it, like just taking ideas from all over, and then they believe these really strange things, like the fucking George Bush did 9/11 attacks and just all sorts of nonsense. But that's what I ultimately see it as. People can't just come to terms with like the solutions, the real solutions to our problems. I mean, you're from Sweden, so you're like socialism is a whole different word for you over there.
Yeah, it is.
We certainly need a dose
it's more
of
called
socialism
liberal democracy
in this country.
Yeah.
Like the workers here,
states, politically.
Like the workers here haven't gotten like a wage and salary increase in like 30 years. It's if you look at like a productivity chart of like how productive the country is like over the decades, it's just astronomically gone up, but the wages for like most of the population have just gone nowhere.
Yeah.
I mean, people's like rents, like you're paying half your incomes going to fucking the landlord.
Yeah, we do live in a neo-feudal society.
It's fucked up. That's what it's turning into. It's turning into a rehash of feudalism again. And I say feudalism because the idea that you're born into like the ownership class, or you're born into like the fucking serf class. And you just have all these new devices that kind of replace like the old feudal system. So instead of like fucking having to pay rents to your like feudal like lord, instead you're paying off your college loans, you're paying rent. Well, you are still paying rents to a landlord. Like half your income goes to him. I mean, it's a great system if you are in the ownership class. It's fucking beautiful. But yeah, no, I agree.
One way the Swedish it used to be more like this, but still very much. Okay, so you have very high taxes on income, and the more you earn, the more you pay. Mm-hmm. I believe during the worst period, you had to pay an insane amount, up to perhaps 90 or 95% of your income in tax, if you earned above a certain.
Right. It was like that here in like the 60s under Kennedy. We had like the same system as that. They've just kept watering it down.
Yeah, and the way you go about it is that you can reduce the amount of tax you pay by paying off loans. So you take from what you would pay as tax, and you put it into loan money or the interest or whatever. Right. And as such, you have an education, and the major factor is the housing market. So you buy a house, you get a huge loan, and you keep paying tax and pay the these two.
I don't think we have quite as forceful a system, but you get a deduction for your mortgage payments and other loan payments, like your student loans. Like here, like I would say that we pay less tax than you guys. Like I pay like 33% of my income in tax. Like what is it for you guys over there?
The income tax is thereabouts between 28 and 33%. That's the income tax.
So I'm actually paying
VATs on everything.
I'm actually paying an equivalent amount to you then in tax, because that's one thing that the right wing here.
Yeah, indirect tax.
That the right wing here always prattles on about is how high the taxes are in Europe. So I pay about a third. I researched it extensively recently, and then I looked up how much, like if I made like $100,000, $200,000 a year, what would happen to my tax burden? And it only goes up to like 41%. So I only would end up paying like 7 or 8% more a year. And I think that's pretty disgusting and fucked up, personally. Like I should pay, like right now I should pay less in tax than I do, and those people should pay more in tax than. Like you have to try to craft a system that makes life easier for people trying to get on the ladder rather than those who have already ascended.
Yeah, the major problem I have with taxation is that I regard it as I regard it as my money. I essentially regard it, I pay this in tax to you, you do this for me. I pay tax, I get healthcare. I pay tax, I get a stable some kind of security. But if you spend it on, let's not beat it on about the bush here. Let's tell it like it is. Essentially replacing the indigenous population. That's what the tax money is going to nowadays in Sweden.
You mean like paying for the Muzzy immigrants and such? You mean, yeah.
More or less.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's the same thing over here. I mean, there's all kinds of people of other, I don't know how you want, like racial ilk who migrate and just live off the welfare system.
Yeah.
It's not a good feeling, bro. And they get, so here it's called Medicaid, which is basically like, it's like state sponsored, paid for health insurance, but you have to like be at the poverty level. Basically, they get their health insurance for free, but it's paid in large part through like the taxes that like the working class and the middle class pay. So like it's a specific like tax when you get your paycheck, and disproportionately the burden falls on like the working man. So it just amazes me, like the way the world works. Like if you're rich, the system is fine, but like if you actually work and try to be productive, like,
or if you don't
burden
work,
goes,
if you can't get into the job
exactly,
market.
Yeah. Like the system works so well.
I finished my education.
For those who do nothing and for those who own everything, but those in the middle, there isn't going to be a middle very soon, let's be honest about that. There isn't one.
Actually higher tax, income tax than I thought you'd have. 32% or 33%?
Yeah. Because it's like the federal tax is probably lower than you guys, but then I'm also whacked with like the Massachusetts flat tax, which is like another 5, 6, 7%. and then I have to pay for like Medicaid and Medicare, payroll, which is like towards like old people, Social Security, and then it goes up, and I end up paying like 33, like a third of my income. Which is quite a lot. It's quite a bit. It's not a libertarian utopia over here.
No. But you don't get the extra.
No, we don't get the extra
25% on the price of all things.
We don't get the extra goodies that you guys do, like fucking healthcare. If I'm between jobs and I get hit by a bus, I'm in deep shit. I'll go bankrupt.
Okay, so it's linked directly to the job you have.
Yeah.
Yeah. You hardly being an employee then. Unless you're a huge corporation, of course. So what does Obamacare do?
So basically, it's like a mandate. So you have to. It tries to create more participation by the insurance companies and foster more competition between them, but at the same time try to make it more cost effective by forcing people to buy private health insurance. So if you don't,
that's the part I've heard a lot about, and
right.
That's being widely criticized.
So like if you don't buy insurance and you're uninsured, you have to pay like a penalty, and the idea is that the penalty would be like the equivalent to just fucking buying insurance. So basically it tries to compel you to buy insurance from somebody. And then the idea is if they can get enough people like enrolled in the healthcare system, then that way they can bring the costs down. But the whole thing just doesn't fucking work. It's awful.
No.
It's a disaster. Then the Republicans, they just tried to do their own healthcare plan just recently, and it was draconian and threw a bunch of people off of Medicaid and proposed an even worse system.
Wonderful.
That's why we should just do it like fucking you guys do, like just pay it the extra in tax and just have health care covered by the government and not worry about it. But it's the power of lobbying for you.
I'm not so perhaps it's
it's much better. Your system's much better. You have no idea.
maybe.
Pay a bit extra. You actually and here's the best argument, because ultimately, right, you pay less.
User joined your channel.
Like you pay significantly less for healthcare. Who's joined us? Hello?
Hey, is the game starting?
It's fucking 2 hours ago. Where were you?
I was asleep, mate. I'm sorry.
Fucking twat. Is that your toaster?
Yes, that was my
It's cute.
well,
Very cute.
thanks.
The top hat's gone now, I think. Is he gone? I think he is. See, it's because now we're never gonna carry on that game now. Like that's what happens. Like that's it.
I was actually super stoked for it as well. I just slept through my alarm.
Daroog and I are trying a little shitty Small Nations game. Scotland and Holland.
Scotland.
Oh no, you don't have the DLC that lets me abdicate. No. Why didn't you pay the extra $15? Oh god, the Monarch point system is still so fucking bad. It's so bad.
I like the tech system more. The one of the EU3.
It's just you have no control over points though, like whatsoever.
Okay. Yes. Here we go. Now we run.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's not good. All Austria's in the war. Okay. Should be safe then.
Yeah, I'm going to kill. Ooh. Yeah, Austria. Austria. Don't die, Austria. Oh no. Oh fuck.
Oh. I see it. I see what's happening.
Retreat. Shattered retreat.
The Hungarians are there. 3-shock general.
4 shock on the enemy side. So did you like the folk song?
I just looked at it for a minute. I didn't watch the whole thing. What does it do? Makes fun of him.
No, not entirely. He actually posted he re-uploaded it on Infowars. So
Who's this?
there's an indie folk song of Alex Jones.
Oh yeah.
Perhaps you've seen it.
Who's in it?
Who Alex Jones is?
It's a conspiracy.
said-
No.
I thought you said someone else was in it.
Oh no.
What's the subject of the song other than Alex Jones?
Subject. His conspiracies. His theories, I guess.
I love Alex Jones. I think he's great.
A lot of fun.
You make me sick. I think I just threw up all.
You have to love him, Manchester.
He's just an actor, you know. He doesn't actually. That isn't actually what he's like.
There's a lot of morons who believe the shit coming out of his face. It's very like there's enough stupid people who are Republicans. There's enough people in this country who vote against their own economic interests.
A lot of people in the US who have to work low-end jobs, and they don't want Mexicans coming in and competing for those jobs.
Will he build the wall? Manchester.
It's a waste of money. They're not even coming, is the point.
They're already in.
There's a burgeoning middle class in Mexico. They're fucking doing better than we are here. I think the most recent year, like, more Mexicans left than came. So this is all just mythology.
That's what the government says in Sweden too, or has said historically about the migrants. The most migrants are actually European. But of course, today I scoff if you say, "Oh, it's a European migrant," because we know what the Germans are nowadays. But historically, they have said most It's not a great amount. It could even be that the more leaving.
I couldn't actually blame them for leaving Sweden because I hear a lot of them are like dying of depression and stuff because of the winter.
Yeah, and that's a problem, especially if they live in up north. Get the non-ending night.
The French just attacked Burgundy, so I think you're all set.
Yeah.
I don't know if Savoy will give you any provinces, though.
No, probably not. Oh, I can declare peace separately.
Oh,
I am 35. Uh-huh. You're allied with whom? Me. No, thank you.
allied with Castile, France, Papal State.
Yeah, I was called into war by Münster.
Oh, yeah.
And they're up against 3. I'm not joining that. I'll take the t-shirt.
Very tempting to attack England right now. It's sent its entire army to Spain.
I can see. Yes, 4-3-2 air. So why are they warring Castile?
Castile's trying to get, what's it called, the board.
Ah. Looks like they're losing. Castile.
England's actually winning this war against Scotland, which is sad. Not the Scots, all the Castilians had to do was smack the English army when they first landed, but they didn't. They let them siege down a fort, so now they're trapped in the south. Pretty sad.
Look at them. They could still smash the army if they get a few good rolls.
I haven't gotten a single like Pope bonus. Only got 22 Pope points.
539.
Lucky bastard.
Scotland has 2 active cardinals.
Yeah, I've just got a second one now. I really like to see the English take out a bunch of loans. Maybe I could attack him. There's a big rebellion in Granada right now.
Wonderful.
That's not good.
They're going to win.
Castilians? I don't think they're gonna win.
No, the separatists.
I mean, there's more separatists than there are Castilians, let's put it that way. Oh yeah, and the separatists are gonna take over all the Andalusian culture provinces, so yeah, looks like the whole southern bit's gonna turn into Andalusia, which is pretty cool.
Still, oh, I thought you would be a great ally.
We're gonna have a Muslim power in Spain again. Oh, one of the Grenadins is attacking the English. Okay, I don't know why they would do that, but alright. That stack is dead now.
Maybe if the 20k stack does something. Still gets a penalty. Oh,
No, England gets a penalty because they have a fort there.
Yeah, oh, look at that.
Yeah, nice. Oh, that's not good.
Are they getting wiped? Yeah. Oh,
shit. Should I attack
Likewise.
Should I attack the English now? I'm very tempted.
What are they doing? Do you see the separatists?
Yeah, they've gone up to
To help.
Lost country for some odd reason. It's very strange.
So,
God.
ideas for Holland. What do I get?
Yeah, so this is gonna suck for me that you're playing Holland.
Really?
Because all the trade's gonna be sucked down like a vacuum into the English channel. And I'm gonna get no trade income. So I'd probably recommend like trade ideas or something like that.
Why don't you take London and join me?
Yeah, that's true. To beat the English though, which is the issue.
Yeah. Do you think trade? But if I take trade, then I can't take exploration.
Oh yeah, did we put the limited picks on?
Yeah.
Yeah, so then you could do economic, you could do expansion, you could do quality ideas.
Yeah, quality is good. You get a nice mix of naval and land.
Quantity is good. I think later on as the Dutch unique government you can do I think you can pick up plutocratic ideas which are very nice.
Later on, yeah.
Actually that's one of the nice things when you play as Great Britain during the Civil War. I think when Cromwell takes over, that lets you pick plutocratic idea group, and then you can just switch back to a monarchy after that, and do the Charles II restoration. But then you have plutocratic ideas for the rest of the game.
Okay, so economic is good. Expansion, then I'd get merchants and colonial stuff. But economic gives me construction and development cost reduction.
English have 15 mercenaries now, which is good news.
The only problem with having lots of merchants is that they do eventually become a net drain on your country, and you'll end up having to sort of think of a final solution to get rid of them.
Yeah, I'm not playing Germany now.
Oh, you should be okay.
Playing the Dutch. The Dutch love their merchants. And investors and stock traders.
They get great ideas, the Dutch.
Yeah, I think you said that before. I'm not super enamored with them personally. I'm a fan of the Milanese ideas. I think those are my favorite in the game.
Yeah, those are some great ideas.
Milan's, I literally use every single one, I think. Or at least 7 out of 8 or something of the Milanese ideas. Most of the countries I don't even use half the things it gives you. Which is pretty crap. It's pretty crap.
Okay. So, a white piece.
Yeah, they pieced out, unfortunately.
Oh, pretender rebels in Toledo.
Mm-hmm.
They could actually take the capital.
I think France may attack England again next year. And then maybe I can attack on my own.
Yeah, if you do that, and assuming the navy is down, I could take Calais.
Yeah, if they go, like, they'd have to go bankrupt, though, for them to lose their fleet is the problem.
They got the
There you go.
wedding, but they could lose it to the pretender rebels.
Yeah, so if those pretenders... I'm not sure, though, because if they take over Castile, do they lose the personal union? Or is that only in the junior partner?
I don't know. Perhaps Aragon went up.
So maybe they'll keep it, but it'll be like... I don't know. Oh, about to lose my alliance with Castile. That's a bummer. Who else hates England?
Denmark.
Yeah, I'm rival with Denmark. Looks like that's it. Exhausted the enemies of the English. Portugal? Maybe Portugal. Let's try them. I don't have any other allies.
Why did they break their arms?
Because they're rivaled with France now, I think.
Ah.
You know, historically, Ferdinand of Aragon, he tried to finagle his way out of the out of Spain at the end of his life.
Who?
Ferdinand of Aragon. He didn't like that it was all going to like the Habsburgs, who tried to get a Trastamara like heir to be married with like a French duchess or something. Wasn't able to have any children though, so just went to the Charles V instead. It's amazing, isn't it, like how rigid like the inheritance rules were. Like if you were the king, you didn't have the power to say, oh no, I choose this person to be my heir, and not like the other one.
Not just change the succession laws.
Although I suppose like if you don't have a son, right? Because that's the issue at hand, isn't it? Like if you don't have a son to delegate as your heir, then you can't. Like you don't even have a reason to do it for that reason, really. Let's see what the English do here.
Ah, the French fleet. Go, go, go. Now they... Oh. France.
It's a good effort. If the English army goes into France and is wiped, then I'm cool with this. So half the English army is mercenaries right now.
Do I attack Flanders or the other one? Brabant.
Is Flanders in the Empire or no?
Oh
Nope.
no, they aren't.
No, it's not.
That's-
They
that's
can join, just be aware of that, 'cause the AI will join, like in this most recent patch. But if they're not in the Empire now, it's a very good target.
That is a general. This is how we beat a good general. Yeah, looks like I needed those troops, eh? Nice stack wipe. England won me.
Oh. English are attacking in France. This is very good. This is very, very good. England's army is wiped.
Ah, yes, you are ready to pounce, I see.
I'm very tempted.
Hmm. And I'll have a direct route to Calais from here. But if they had the fleet, I won't be able to do anything.
They reconstitute their army like very, very fast is the issue.
Look. Ah, France. Good try.
The English just send their stacks in just to be wiped by the French, so I'm pretty cool with them doing that. But wish my little Irish allies would join me in the war, which they don't seem especially keen on. Oh, holy shit, my king is a 6-shock. That's fucking crazy.
Guess you win.
Yeah, I was leery about doing the war, but I'm gonna have to now.
Do you have the quest? Yes, no. That is a disgusting general.
I don't think I've ever had a general that good. That's like insane.
Probably peace out soon against the French.
Yeah, I'd expect they would. Played Scotland once in EU3 against Sid. There was this one event, like the Highlanders, that gave you like a bunch of units so you could like resist the English if they attacked. It was pretty fun.
Now it's okay. 73 power production now.
Just watch your aggressiveness there.
Yep. I looked at the coalition, and only 2 nations could join. And I'm
That's the thing with like Italy is what like Like in the case of Italy and like where you are, the provinces are actually genuinely very good. So it's kind of not bad taking them like one at a time. Even though psychologically you say to yourself, "Oh fuck, I'm sitting here waiting all this time," but they're actually very good tiles for what they are. My god, a 6-shot king, that's insane.
Provinces are great. Oh, and they got rebels in London.
They did? Oh, that's very good. I'm very pleased.
29k. So should I max out on the box? Should I prioritize it over buildings?
The what?
The trade ships.
Yeah, that's usually a good call.
Rebels have London.
the north now, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
These lollards are just taking over. It's more lollards than the English have in their army right now.
29k.
Who were the lollards? Are you
I have no clue.
are you familiar with their history? I'm not very. I know they were like a heresy.
Yeah.
Don't know anything beyond that though.
The Scots. The Scots have taken the Northlands.
So
Northumbria. Bohemia is killing Hungary.
For Christ's sake, I need this town with a clergy. Get them to shut up, and now, like, they're gonna overthrow my government. Pain in my ass.
Are you playing with the estates? Thunder rebels. So you do two cav. Get the flanking.
No, I'd have more, but Scotland's poor, you see.
So is Holland.
You want to know an interesting fact?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know the least flat US state is West Virginia?
Okay. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So what determines where the new age starts? Tech-wise, so we have Renaissance originating from Verona.
Oh, I think if you go on the wiki, you can look up what they are. It's usually like the largest center of trade.
If you go and hover over the thing,
Who
if you
has the most factories. There's one game where Shogal, because he fucking exploited the tariff system, like every one started in his country.
if you go to the institution screen. So go to your tech, click on institutions. If you hover over the future ones, it gives a list of requisites to make it happen.
Oh, I see. Aha. Province owner has quest for the new world, year 1500, so I'll want a colony essentially to start colonialism. That makes sense. Ah. And Scotland will colonize eventually, I guess.
Oh yeah, I suppose I could go for, yeah, colonizing things.
Yeah.
See, the issue is we won't really get range until like with the Reformation-ish is usually when you get range to North America. The Iberians get there a bit faster, like 20, 30 years faster.
I think you just need the level 7. Then you can start in the Caribbean.
Iberia is still a lot closer, in my experience.
Yeah.
So how should we do this? Shall you get South America, I'll do North America? Or vice versa? Because what we could do, we could just each colonize part and then suck it all into the English Channel and then just share the income there.
I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. And then even though we're sharing it because we're both like bringing in value, like it'll double the amount of it, like value being brought into the node.
Yeah. We'll need. Can you do the direct transfer from the Caribbean to this node? What do you need North America?
I think so. I think Caribbean can go like anywhere. That's why it's so good. And if not, we can just stick it up in North America and then transfer it via that. But I think that's why the Caribbean's usually so contested, because it transfers anywhere.
Yeah, I'll rush for Caribbean. And probably could test Spain in South America.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Caribbean's great. Even if you, because you can transfer directly from North America through the 13 colonies and Canada. But if you can get the Caribbean, then you can transfer through the Caribbean and get more value out of it.
Fuck! Am I going to get wiped? No, I'm not. I'm safe.
I could do the demote the Pope thing, but it has to be minus 50 relations with him. I have no way of getting below that.
I wouldn't do it while you're still a Catholic. Well, you can only do it while you're Catholic.
you would do it.
No, it's a bad idea because then he'll hate you forever and you'll get excommunicated all the time.
It doesn't matter, I'm on this island with, like, just England. This is, like, the one scenario where I actually want to do it, but I can't.
I think I'd do it as a republic because I could pretty much get rid of my leader before it became a problem.
Where are the Scots historically? They're closer to, like the Dutch religiously, weren't they?
Yeah, they stayed Catholic until well, there was like a growing sort of like in England, like the whole state switched to being like Anglicanism, right? Whereas in Scotland, they didn't have a state religion, but more and more Scots converted to like a kind of reformed religion, right?
Yeah.
And then eventually, after the reign of Queen Mary, the start of King James's reign, the entire country adopted that religion, the Covenant as religion, as like their state religion.
Yeah.
They had a lot of they destroyed a lot of icons.
Yeah, I'm not keen on that.
Yeah,
Destroying art.
iconoclasm probably was one of the big tragedies of the Reformation.
Oh, is that why all the art, like from Western Europe, and the record is shit? Is that the reason why?
The religious art, yeah. The only stuff that survived really was illustrated manuscripts, right? Because they were like tucked away and they weren't open. Like the
That's why it's all
view.
garbage. Holy shit. I was like, where's all the fucking Western art? It's all terrible.
Yeah, it's like if you go to like traditional Catholic churches, like in Iberia and Italy, they're all beautifully painted and they've got colors everywhere. Whereas if you go to like an Anglican or like a Protestant church, everything's like plain white and there's like a single crucifix at the end of the church. You're like, oh, okay.
So France is at war with everyone. No, the Austrians.
Which is the equivalent of everyone.
Oh, so they decided to defend Savoy. Aha. Sick.
right enlightened beacon progress and progressivism in Europe. Which is quite ironic, because I'm Scotland.
Are you?
Yeah. Look at that tech map mode, brother. Only 777 in Europe.
Huh.
I do like that they get rid of like the ham-fisted like system of EU3 where like if you're eastern, like if you're east of Prague, you are always like a backwatered shitty nation forever. Quite like that they
I
changed
like
that.
That's how it should be.
It's a bit of a Cold Warism that seeps into our understanding of medieval Europe, I'm afraid.
Yeah. France. Oh.
So, Christmas tree sitting there on Christmas Eve,
User joined your channel.
and the Christmas tree says, "Oh, this is outrageous. They've dressed me up like a fucking clown." And his fairy says, "Well, at least they didn't put a tree up your arse."
Nice. What's going on now?
No, not much. Just finished my my game.
Oh yeah, what game is that?
Yeah, D&D.
Wait.
Up for now, we can decide. What you guys up to?
Pissing about in Europa. We're supposed to have a game with like the four of us, but Sid bailed on us, so it's just me and
I
Daroog.
overslept. I overslept.
I will join you for one of these games at some point. It's not.
Yeah.
EU4 is not the worst game in the world.
I mean, it's pretty bad, let's be real.
Yeah. It's true, I do give it too much credit.
be careful with the Wallonian provinces, because the French are gonna covet those.
Yeah.
User joined your channel.
Hey,
Hello.
Hey, Sam.
Who's that?
it's me, Top Hat.
Hey, it's you. We could carry on my game if you guys want.
Fucking Sid.
You know, there he is.
Overslept.
Piece of shit.
I overslept. I'm sorry.
It's like if you didn't do this, like every time we try to schedule something like a week in advance, I'd believe you. Inconsiderate jerk. So inconsiderate.
Manchester.
Yeah.
Can you tell Daroog not to unnecessarily take things in Victoria too?
What do you mean unnecessarily take things?
Well, they're doing diplomacy, and he just said, "Yeah, I'll let you form Germany if I can just invade and conquer the Low Countries." And I'm like, "No, that's awful." Isn't that true, Daroog?
That's entirely true. You have it.
So fortunately, I formed an alliance with Austria.
Seems like a fair trade. He lets you form Germany and he gets the Low Countries, I understand.
He also wants the Rhineland.
That's a bit...
Yeah.
I'm
could have been
lowballing or
friends.
highballing. I can negotiate the Rhineland.
we could have been friends, France. We could have been friends.
Yeah. Of course we could have.
You could have just given me Alsace-Lorraine, you know?
Yes.
Where's the fun in that?
I mean, Austria's giving me everything I want for North German Federation. So I'm happy with that. I've got that set up. I just need Alsace-Lorraine, Daroog.
Yeah. Yeah, I need the Rhineland. Perhaps we can trade.
That's like the heart of Prussia's industry in the beginning of the game in Victoria too. It's like where half the factories are. What?
Throughout the game, really.
Yeah, the Rhineland is heavily industrialized because there's lots of steel and coal.
Yeah. It's a glorious province. You see why I want it?
Well, see, you didn't count on one thing, Daroog. Joe has said that he would protect the status quo, so
I'm not
leave me
attacking
alone.
anyone.
Leave me alone, or Joe will beat you up.
Oh god. Everyone against France, really.
He's playing the United Kingdom, but no, I think you're gonna find a friend, Daroog. I know Austria has beef with Russia,
Okay.
so you'll always have a friend in Russia.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good.
Oh yes, we've nerfed Russia now.
I heard about that. The literacy. They nerfed the literacy, right?
Yeah. At the same time, as long as whoever's Russia just teaches people how to read and doesn't completely disregard the pop growth tax, it's going to be like the #1 unbeatable nation by the end. But
Russia's
it's going to
good.
be pretty bad. It's going to be pretty.
I mean, Manchester, I think you're set up to be the #1 country if you play your cards right. You know, the U.S. usually ends up that place. It's either the U.S. or Germany, right?
It's just going to sit and collect immigrants throughout the game.
We're apparently not allowed to take unhistorical parts of China.
Yeah, taking provinces in China.
It does break the game. Although honestly, it's not that great an idea because it drops your
User
literacy
left your
rate
channel.
astronomically.
It doesn't though, because they're all colonial provinces.
Oh, see, it used to drop your literacy rate.
China's such a pain in the arse. It's like, if you give it to a player, then it's like an unstoppable golem. But then if you just make it off bounds, then it's just kind of like, it's really awkward.
I feel you.
Do we still have to use Hamachi to play fucking multiplayer Victoria 2? Or did they fix it? What?
No, Joe was able to host it without that nonsense.
That's good, because Hamachi's bullshit. I was looking at those national ideas you were mentioning, Manchester, because you were saying to Daroog that he gets equality.
Oh yeah.
I get order. I'm not sure what order does.
Affects mobilization.
That's just like the standard one. Everyone gets that, more or less.
I get a good tech score though. Hooray!
There's three different things. There's order, equality, and then liberty, right? And under order, you can mobilize more of your population, but mobilizing pops reduces their productivity more, right? Whereas under liberty, you can mobilize less of your population, but it affects your production less.
Yeah, I've never really
And
felt the economic penalty that hard in any
I know
game.
it is tiny. It's like order is like 3%, and then liberty is like 1%, and equality is 2%, right? And I think under liberty it's like a 10% malus to productivity, and I think order is like a 30% malus. It's like it's nothing. It has no effect really. It's just like it just means Germany, mobilizes like 100 brigades instead of 70.
Is the military-industrial complex a good tech group? I'm comparing it to the other ones now.
Yeah, you get your own unique one as Germany, which is very good.
You got the Junkers here in Krupp, don't you?
Yeah.
I played the game for a while, it's not bad. I suppose you haven't.
I've not played the game in a while.
Yeah.
I was refamiliarizing myself yesterday and today. It's been years since I played a multiplayer game with Joe. The last one went really poorly for some reason. Ask him about it.
Did you lose a war and then leave, like you usually do?
Austria and Prussia ganged up on me as Russia, and they made me release Ukraine and Poland, and it made me sad. Made me very sad, because I've been building my industry in Warsaw.
A bit mean. I wonder what you did to precipitate this top hat.
Oh, you know. Oh, I didn't do anything.
I like his honesty.
Oh yeah, this is actually pretty cool. Junkers here and Krupp. It negatively impacts Navy, but Joe told me if I build a Navy, he's gonna kill me. So I'm not gonna build a Navy.
Who gives a fuck about your navy?
Joe does. Joe's afraid of my Navy. Are you in this game, Sid?
No.
That's too bad.
take up the Netherlands. Yet.
He also told me I can't have any colonies. He's being very mean.
Oh, perhaps we should ally.
It's all shifting so fast, Manchester.
I know, I'm left out of it. I'm so sad.
Is your plan just to be God Emperor of the Northern Hemisphere, Manchester?
Yeah, I quite like
Western Hemisphere.
quite liked PvP in the game, but I haven't played America in like years, so I'll enjoy just chilling out most of the game. It's fine. As long as Joe doesn't kill me. I mean, that's the only danger for the US, is UK can kill you like the first session, but after that, I can do what I want.
We should all ally the CSA and back slavery.
It's usually not a good plan because the like the
They fall so
Confederate
quick.
AI doesn't get any units when it like spawns, so it's basically a joke.
Yeah, it's more difficult in the 1861 starting than the actual event firing.
Look at Austria. They're taking Burgundy.
Yeah, they have. Kind of a strange expansion direction, but we'll roll with it. I think they're gonna be target of the French now that they've taken that though.
I'm going to build a fort. Oh, you took another bunch of provinces.
Yep.
Yeah, they're really dying quickly. Uh-oh. How is the English Navy nowadays?
It's only got like 5 ships at this point.
Good, good. I'll take the 2.
And he's only got 5 units, 5 infantry.
Too much expansion, aggressive expansion at this point, so not too much.
Do you know the optimum percentage of clergymen in every province?
Why?
2%. You want at least 2% clergymen in all of your provinces.
You want to go to 4 if you're a backward nation. Oh shit, I can't promote Welsh as a culture, goddammit. Spend all these points promoting it for nothing.
You know the best resource in the game?
Slaves.
What?
Is it
Slaves.
both?
It's tropical wood.
I like that one too, that's funny.
Thanks, man.
What about dyes?
What about them?
Aren't they nice?
Sure.
Did you say dice?
No.
You know, it's great, this game, because you can have artisans, right, making airplanes and shit. So there's just a guy, you know, in his backyard making an airplane.
I mean, you could. Worst came to worst. That's where it begins, isn't it?
Ooh, I can explore. Forgot.
Joe's being a dick to other players. What a surprise. I'm talking to Sardinia Piedmont, and Joe's bullying him.
Why? He's not
Joe
bullying me
wants-
though.
Joe wants Java
Of course he wants.
for
Java.
Belgium.
Java.
So that's why this guy didn't play the Netherlands.
Oh. So when it comes to navies, what are you supposed to build? Really?
In what game?
In Victoria. I never paid much attention to it.
Build like the biggest ships you can. Usually just mass them up. That's all.
Okay.
Have more of them.
They don't have a capital screen mechanic, do they? So
No.
you don't need different types of ships. You just have fucking dreadnoughts or whatever you like.
And usually, like, there's gonna be shortages of like raw materials for like a long time. And Britain's starter navy, and then through at least mid game, they will have naval hegemony. can't really challenge it. But by late game, you can, if you set your mind to it, you can sink their fleet and destroy the British Empire if you want. That's what I will probably do at the end of this game. Don't tell Joe though.
Last time I played, Joe promised to everyone as the USA he wouldn't colonize Africa. Manchester recorded it, and he went ahead and colonized half of West Africa and Borneo. Is this true, Manchester? Did
Oh,
Joe
yeah,
go
where's
back
the-
on his word as the
Yeah,
USA?
it's funny. Someone made a funny video of him. Yeah.
You know, they added that land bridge between Dover and Dunkirk because the AI was too stupid to use its troops.
Oh yeah? Is that the AI that caused that? I don't know if that's entirely true, but yeah.
There wasn't a land bridge before the Darkest Heart expansion. Now you can just march right across Calais into England.
6 fire, 4 shock, 3 maneuver.
So should we play that game? Oh no. With the 4 of us?
I'm going to bed soon.
You going to? Okay.
Like Burgundy is getting Bourgogne back.
I'm still pretty far off from Luther. 59%. Can't not get him for a while.
How annoying.
Because there's no fort in Ireland, England just sat and let the Pale get occupied and they never had to give anything up. That's pretty lame. So they weren't able to defend those Irish tiles, but there's no fort there, so they didn't have to give anything to the Irish.
I'm going to bed now.
Alright, stop here.